And our final guest on the weekly show this morning, we have with us Whitney is back from the Whitney Reynolds show for her segment Whitney's Women. How are you?
I am doing great. It is so wonderful to be back in the studio with you.
It seems like you're here every other week, just about, which is how we like it.
Yeah, I just miss your face. And there's so many amazing women doing great things here in Chicago that we got to highlight.
There are. And tell us about the guests that we have with us this morning. We have one over the phone and one in studio.
Yes. Well, as you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Really? I haven't noticed the pink all over the city every single night.
Chicago is painted pink.
And can I just say that this is my favorite month? Not only is it, of course, for a good cause, but I just think the city of Chicago, for whatever reason, looks its best in this pink style that it does every October. Something really cool about it.
I love pink. I love everything about the color pink. And this month, so many wonderful groups are raising awareness for breast cancer. And we have Laura Sage with the Lynn Sage Foundation on the line. Laura, how are you?
I'm doing great, and I'm so grateful to be on your show, Jordan and Whitney. Thank you so much.
Now, we had you on a couple of months ago, I believe,
You
for
did,
an event.
yes.
Yeah, we talked all about the foundation and everything. But before we get into the events and some of the other things that we're going to talk about, let's go ahead and refresh everybody on what you do over at the Lynn Sage Foundation.
So we raise money exclusively for local breast cancer researchers. All of the researchers we funded have been at Northwestern University, and it's important to us that they stay local.
That's awesome. So you're the daughter of Lynn Sage, which is the name of the organization. Tell us a little bit about your mom and how you guys started.
So my mom passed away from breast cancer at the age of 39, almost 30 years ago today. It was December of 1984.
Wow, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's still pretty young for breast cancer, right?
Very young for breast cancer.
Okay.
She was diagnosed at 34, had a 5-year real battle with the disease, and ultimately passed away at the age of 39. And it is young, but due to awareness and earlier treatment and detection, you are finding more women getting diagnosed earlier. I don't necessarily think more women are getting breast cancer earlier, but they're getting tested earlier and finding out they have it, which is a great thing, because the earlier you can get the breast cancer detected, the sooner you can get it cured and have it not go into advanced stages.
So with the foundation, when did you guys start it up?
So this foundation started about 11 years ago, and the fundraising campaign that we were going to talk about, Chicago's in Good Taste, started about 7 years ago.
Tell us about some of the doctors that you're working with at Northwestern, correct?
Yep. So right now we're funding a doctor that I'm super excited about. Her name is Dr. Sarika Jain. She's involved in immunotherapy. So what she's actually doing is she is working with a synthetic bacteria. What that means is that she can make it in the laboratory, and it's easy for her to reconstruct. And she's actually in the middle of testing on humans, women with metastasized breast cancer. She's injecting this very easy to create, or maybe not very easy, but synthetic bacteria into these metastasized cells. And the idea is that hopefully not only will it shrink the cancer cells, but it'll also act almost as a vaccine for the cells around those cancer cells, so hopefully a cancer won't be able to spread, and the body's immune system can hopefully act as a defense mechanism.
Wow. All of a sudden, I feel like I'm doing nothing with my life.
Yeah. How far away is she from actually being able to have this as a treatment?
Well, that's a longer, more complicated answer, but the point is she's actually already testing humans, and that's pretty amazing.
Wow.
It's progressed pretty far at that point.
Is she the main doctor that you're funding, and is this the main program that you're funding at this point?
So she is the current main doctor that we are funding. Historically, we funded one doctor for 2 years. We give them $100,000 a year. They go through a screening mechanism with Northwestern. I'm not a doctor, so I wouldn't be the right person to be reviewing their research, but the higher powers at Northwestern are. And the idea is that we're hoping to be able to start funding more than one scholar consecutively. Yeah, and what's nice is that any of our donors that have an interest can actually visit with our scholars, and we try to do this in a concentrated one-time frame sort of per year, but they're right here.
Yes, they're in Chicago and local,
Yep.
and it's perfect because we have such a great university like Northwestern where this can take place.
Yep, and good talent attracts other good doctors to the facility. And that means if somebody does get sick, they can get the best treatment available.
Perfect. Any other exciting things that you guys are working on over at the Lynn Sage Foundation?
Well, from a fundraising perspective, we have this huge campaign going on in October involving the restaurants. We also have a big party on November 13th at the Merchandise Mart. And we're hoping to name a new scholar before the end of the year.
Ooh.
So this will be a different doctor than the one we just talked about.
Correct. It will be the 5th doctor that we will fund, and we will commit to funding the doctor for 2 years.
And how many years left does this current one with the synthetic bacteria, how many years left does she have in terms of funding?
This is the second and last year of her funding. And the idea is that we fund younger doctors so they can hopefully get enough research to go out and get larger grants. A lot of the larger grants are government-based, either the Defense Department or the National Institutes of Health. And a lot of times you have to get pretty solid data to be able to go on to get those larger grant amounts.
All right, so let me get this straight. So you find a young doctor who has an idea on how to do something to help treat or prevent breast cancer. And then you give them this funding for 2 years to let them work on that idea. And then after that, they take those results and they try and get a bigger grant to continue that research?
Yes. And not just one big grant. They're writing papers all the time and applying for multiple grants simultaneously. But it's really hard to get this grant money. And everybody knows our government does not have the best finances, so it's becoming even harder.
Wow, that gives the doctors kind of like a jump start to get the bigger grants, a
Right.
good backbone of support.
It's
That's
exactly
cool.
the concept.
So a lot of your doctors are still going on even after their 2 years are up and really making a difference in the
They
world
all
of
are.
breast cancer.
I mean, they're all still practicing,
Wow.
and many of them have become real leaders in their fields.
That is wonderful.
That's awesome. Well, great stuff. Laura, thank you so much for joining us. And now we'll talk to Christy about the events.
Okay, thank you both.
Christy, you are looking lovely over here in the studio.
Thank you.
Now, you're the marketing director for the Lynn Sage Foundation.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you have a big month coming up. October is the Dine In, Dine
It's called
Out.
Chicago's in Good Taste. We like to say dine out, do good, dine out, fund breast cancer research. So we have a huge restaurant support base. We have over 160 restaurants in Chicago and some suburbs that help us out during this month by providing special food items, drinks, desserts, and then donating a portion of the proceeds from those items to our foundation.
Is this your main event throughout the year that you kind of look
It
forward
is.
to?
Yeah, this is our biggest fundraising event. We kind of have a goal of raising at least $100,000 from this 1 month of fundraising. So,
Which is perfect because that's, per year, that's what you're
Funding
putting
the
towards the
it
scholars.
covers our grant for the scholar. So it's awesome, and our restaurants are really great. Some of them have been doing it since the beginning. So this is the 7th year of the campaign. We're about halfway through the month right now, and it's been going great.
How has it grown over the years? Did you start with only like a couple of restaurants, or has
Yeah.
it always been pretty strong?
We've added, I would say, about 20 to 30 new restaurants every year. And as you know, the restaurant industry in Chicago is pretty tough. So we always have restaurants close, and we have some that don't end up partnering with us again. But a large majority of our restaurants come back every year and have been very dedicated to our cause.
How do we find out if we want to go to these restaurants and order something that will support you guys? How do we find out what that is?
So we have a full list of all of our partner restaurants on our website, which is lynnsagefoundation.org. There's a tab at the top that says Chicago's in Good Taste, which will list all of the restaurant partners. You can make a reservation directly through our site through OpenTable. And then several of the restaurants will list their specials on social media throughout the month, or you can always go in and ask your server what they have for us.
I love that. I go out to eat a lot, and I love whenever I know it's going back to a good cause.
Yeah, this is the perfect way to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I mean, why not?
Absolutely. I know we're all going out to eat anyways.
Yeah.
So why not have it go back to the Lynn Sage Foundation?
That's our idea. It's pretty easy to do this. Just order a pink Cosmo or some fun dessert, and you can benefit our foundation.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
And one more time, the website info and any social networking info for people to find out more about the foundation and the event.
So the website is lynnsagefoundation.org. Our Facebook page is the Lynn Sage Foundation, and our Twitter handle is @LynnSage.
Excellent. And
Awesome.
Whitney.
Woo! Yeah, I'm still here.
So the fall season's really underway.
The fall season's underway. Actually, we did a show just last week, Early Detection. It was all about cancer. So we talked about all sorts of types of cancer. We didn't stop with just the women, but it was really a powerful episode. We had a lot of viewers go through our website wanting to know more, which was so encouraging. So I was really pumped up to do this segment on Whitney's Women following a show on early detection. But this week we have Temple Grandin, a leader for autism, in the studio. She's amazing. We talk about how you can overcome challenges. The show is called Miss You Can Do It, and it's actually about a pageant for children with disabilities.
Oh, very nice.
It was such an amazing show. If you're wanting a warm, fuzzy weekend with the fall weather, watch the show at 4 on WYCC.
And where can people find past shows?
Yeah, if you go to WhitneyReynolds.com, just click shows, and it will link you right to all of our past episodes. We just hit over 100,000 YouTube views, which was amazing for me because when I started the show only a few years ago, we were lucky to get about 20 clicks per show. So it's amazing to see the outpour of love on YouTube for us. Or people can find out all the links on Twitter, which is W3Whitney, or Facebook, The Whitney Reynolds Show.
Well, and I say that about past shows
Yeah.
because there is one that they might.
Oh, there's one that we get all the girls.
They might want to check out when they get a sec.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Jordan was on a show. If you missed it, go to WhitneyReynolds.com, click shows, and then click on Woman Entrepreneurs. I know that sounds funny because Jordan's a man.
Of course.
Yeah, no, you did such a great job. I mean, I have to say,
I haven't watched it.
you little stinker.
I have a difficult time watching myself on TV.
I relate with that. But
That's why.
That day I was clicking between the HD channel and the non-HD, and I have to say, some people you say, oh, let's not put them on
yeah,
HD.
I look a lot better in non-HD.
No, you look great on HD. Woo! This studio really cleans up well.
You guys
in
did
your
good
home
lighting.
base.
That was a big part of it.
No, it looked great. I have to say, your segment was amazing. And then it was funny, though, because I asked you at the end, who did better overall with music, women or men? And you say, don't tell them. You'll have to go to the show and find out what he said.
I can't remember. Whitney Reynolds from The Whitney Reynolds Show with her segment Whitney's Women here on The Weekly Show. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.